To understand the difference between climate smart agriculture and sustainable agriculture, one has to first grasp the concept of climate change. And climate change has to do with global warming and how our current economic practices threaten the future of the planet. So climate smart agriculture is basically using sustainable agricultural methodologies to handle specific climate challenges of specific farming communities. So you cannot have climate smart agriculture without sustainable agriculture. So sustainable agriculture is those form of farming that ensure that the future of the planet is guaranteed. So it's been around for a while now, and there are various forms of it for the different agricultural practices and sectors with the agricultural value chain. Climate smart agriculture is needed because it is the future, it is the way to go. Basically, the planet is facing an existential threat, and it will continue doing what we are doing. We might have no planet and we will have no legacy to bequeath to the coming generation. So some of the importance of the climate smart agriculture has to do with there is increased productivity. So unlike before, where we just go around consuming more resources without actually optimizing productivity is actually impacted. It's one of the first ones. We are sure that if you practice climate smart agriculture, productivity is increased. Then secondly, climate change is happening. In Nigeria, for instance, there's desertification, which is even at the core of the farmer elder crisis. And if this sustainable agricultural methodology are being utilized to effect climate smart agriculture, what you then have is that people are more resilient, farmers are more resilient, they are able to survive, they are able to do things better, and no matter what's happening, there will still be productivity, which was the first point I mentioned. And the last need for climate smart agriculture has to do with when feasible or when the opportunity are present, you can actually reduce greenhouse gases, which are responsible for warming. An example is livestock, with cattle rearing. It produces a lot of methane, which is one of the greenhouse gases. There is a certain way, which is by feeding seaweeds, you can actually reduce the amount of methane that is produced by them. So this is also a proposition that no matter how small the impact might be, if there are opportunities within the sustainable agriculture to reduce greenhouse gases, it's something that should be maximized and used. Like every good thing that has come to happen, implementing is usually a challenge. And some of the challenges that we are facing include lack of knowledge and awareness. And this has to do with the fact that there's a bit of a disconnect between leading research and actually the people who will utilize the technology. The second challenge is the high cost of implementing. So many of these novel ideas try the use of novel equipment, new equipment into software, and many of our farmers, usually smallholder, are still, behind when it comes to even computer literacy. How much more utilizing software or the technology to better their productivity. And this one has to do with market barriers. As you know, the market is price determined, particularly here in Nigeria. And when you bring in new equipment into the value chain, what you are doing is that you're increasing your value addition. And when you increase value addition, it will lead to, increase in price. So the old way of doing things still retains its price, but you that are bought new technology, you that want to become a climate smart farmer, you're plagued with trying to adjust your pricing, which will not meet. You look at the numbers, it just won't add up. So that's the major challenge also. I mean, this is not common in the developed world where they've achieved some high level of standardization. Another challenge has to do with market barriers, which I just literally talked about. And this has to do with markets resisting new form of, you can even talk about the genetically modified seeds and how a lot of people, are resisting them. And at the end of the day, you see natural, you see organic, and you even see GMO labels on a lot of products these days. So the market is there, and in order for it to happen, there has to be intervention from the government, NGOs, and other stakeholders. And another major challenge is more or less tradition. So in Africa, for instance, many of our practices are traditional, and when you come trying to change the norm, trying to change the farming methodology, it is almost seen as if you are attacking the identity of the people, and this will lead to a bit of pushback from the local community. Absolutely, absolutely. Climate smart agriculture does mitigate climate change. And the reason is that the various methodology under climate change actually lead to, reduced emissions. For instance, when we look at even improved nutrition, when we look at less waste while utilizing biogas, when we look at more efficient grading, all these are attributes needed for you to have the highest yield possible within a sustainable environment. It's something that is possible. And I feel the main challenge basically has to do with adoption in developing countries. That's where the issue is, because when you look at topics like rotational grazing, specialized feed formulations, manure management, all these are geared towards improved productivity, meaning the farmer tends to make more money. But the major issue is that a lot of farmers are not aware or are not using this new methodology, the climate smart agriculture, because of several factors which I mentioned earlier. Well, those three are the major proponents, or let's say they are the things that climate smart agriculture can actually achieve. Is it with respect to productivity? And when you practice climate smart agriculture while utilizing all these sustainable agricultural methodologies, productivity is increased. The more product you have, the better your livelihood, and that cancels out poverty. And now when we talk about the other two, which is food security and climate change, that's where resilience comes in. When you have resilient farmers who are not affected by the impact of climate change, such as desertification, such as unpredictable rainfall, such as even floodings and the like, you now have farmers that can produce in spite of all. Meaning that no matter what is happening in their external environment, their yield is assured. And when yield is assured in farming, you're sure that food security is no longer a problem or an issue. So yes, climate smart agriculture does support United Nations. The most effective way ensuring that climate smart agriculture by smaller has to do with you already farm. So it's basically trying to get them to shift and make adjustments in various operational aspects, such as crop management, soil management, pest and disease management, planting of shade trees, water conservation, livestock management, feedlot management. And all these management systems are made better because, currently speaking, there are a lot of software providers who have created technologies that are tied to sustainable agriculture. So by aiding the farmers to upgrade or change their models of operandi with respect to how they produce their crops, how they rear their livestock, or how they even go about their daily operational activity, goes a long way in ensuring that climate smart agriculture is actually achieved. And how can the government help? How can NGOs help? Strictly by ensuring that the communications of global best practices are communicated to the farmers on time and in time, so that the intervention that is necessary to move them to climate smart agriculture or even the various methodology of sustainable agriculture is fast achieved, and we'll all smile because of the increase in productivity. For instance, Livestock 247 is one of those companies also, and our solutions have also aided, particularly in northeastern Nigeria. It has aided in the increase of productivity, and we've taken it a step further by introducing several solutions with respect to animal health service. Well, it's an exciting time to, be a stakeholder in agricultural sector. And I say this because there's a convergence of technology never seen in this. Look at it. Less than 30 years ago, we all know how information system, how cumbersome they were. And today, at snap of your fingers, everything is there via the internet. So agriculture is no exception. And I take it a step further to state that Livestock 247, for instance, has created myriads of management software, animal management software, and other animal tracking software, animal identification software. So in terms of technology, to facilitate the various aspects of livestock production, Livestock 247 is up there. And I say this in a time where even satellite imaging can help, prevent flood issues, can help prevent even, you can check how the level of vegetation within an available space and make proper planning, proper resource planning. And all these technologies are in a way, at the end of the day, helping to increase the resilience of farmers, or smallholder farmers or large-scale farmers. It's there. And more than ever now, we have a lot of stakeholders that are willing to come into the sector to play a part of it, because now we can now monitor, we can track, and we can make adjustments to different areas of our agriculture so that it continues to, drive the ambition of becoming a highly compliant system to climate smart agriculture.